But yet, on this thy day, in this thy hour, known as grateful sacrifice, just some with from our temple, thine at least Sabbath with but there's another rest that our labor is full as fire, which has found us from these fatigue upon this strength, in our hands shall reach the cross to mingle with our star, with Father, Son,
Yes, we definitely give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. I say blessed love to each and every one. Welcome to Tiger's Nest. Of course, you know the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. Just holding an upful vibration, my good brothers, my good sisters. Give thanks for your presence with us. All brethren, sisters here and near, home and abroad. Of course, within the moment, you know, the resurrection moment is at hand, and we have a wonderful vibration. This evening, we will be speaking to the Honorable Priest Kumi, coming out of Trinidad, from the Trinidad branch of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. So we should be having a wonderful reasoning as we will be going into the science of this Lenten period and the resurrection moment and many other things as it relates to the Congress. So looking forward for that. So as usual, just sucker in and keep the vibes as we continue to set our chalwa. Hey, just reminding you once again, just make sure you get your chalice, specifically even at this hour, as we are definitely celebrating our resurrection. Just contact us, you know how it is, and definitely get one of your brand new cups. Yeah, definitely we ship it to you specifically wherever you are in the world. So give me a moment. Let me go into the heavens, and we will also bring in Honorable Priest Kumi. This is going to be a wonderful discussion. Yes, blessed love once again. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Still in the season of glorifying Empress Menen for such earth strong, as I said, according to some historians or some aspects of history. It's the 3rd of April. So when it be the 25th of March, 3rd of April, we celebrate. We still celebrating when the 3rd of April comes, we still be celebrating too. Give thanks for Mama Menen. But as was promised, my family, we have the Honorable Priest Kumi with us at the moment, sitting there in Trinidad, Wharf Trace at the branch in Trinidad, specifically representing such. And this evening, as I said, we will be speaking of, conversations dealing directly with the order, the Bobo Shanti order, the EABIC, the government, and of course, we're coming out of this 40-day and 40-night period, going into the resurrection period, the resurrection day, the Good Friday day, different things I want to get into. So I'm so honored and happy to have the Honorable Priest Kumi here with us, sitting in with us. Honorable my Lord, blessed love to you. Give thanks.
My Lord.
All right, a great honor. I don't know if you would like to just give us a little introduction of yourself, my Lord, for those who may not know you, and may, give us a little understanding of how you may would have come into this Congress, and maybe how long you've been treading the faith, and give us a little foundation of exactly, who we're talking to, for the audience sake. My Lord, give thanks again.
My Lord. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Rastafari. My Lord. Give thanks, for the reasoning, my Lord, at this moment. The man say reasoning is better than preaching, Out of reasoning, you get understanding. And that is the purpose of reasoning also, to gain understanding. If you are reasoning and you're not getting understanding, you are just dealing with vain babble, So give thanks for the reasoning, my Lord. I man is Honorable Priest Kumi from the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress branch in Trinidad. I man as an official elder in the tradition came into the order in 1983, and the camp in Trinidad has been formulated in 1981 by the Honorable Priest Imesley. Them time our camp was in Tenapuna, And right now at present, our camp is in Wharf Trace Marcus St. Joseph, you know. From the starting of the Congress at 81, with Honorable Priest Ainsley and some elder brethren. After that, starting from 1981, and Honorable Priest Ainsley forward to 10 Miles Bulbe get freedom to continue the works in righteousness and upfulness. So we did get recognized as a branch of the Ethiopia Africa Congress in Trinidad officially. And from 81 to 83 is where Iman come in. Now, from 81, when the Congress start, and the brethren and sisters was living in Tunapuna, it had a small annualing with the brethren and them and the leading priest Ainsley, you know. And true to that, this annualing among the brethren and them, you know, Jah sent up for man to rectify the reasoning and to rectify the disannualing. And after that, reasoning, Jah end up telling the brethren and them, well, better everybody come and live on the foundation and build the self to set for redemption, you know? So that occurred in 80, the ending of 82 to 83 early. So basically the Congress branch started in Trinidad 1981. And after that, this annualing, the brethren them who was the first set of functioning member like Priest Naya, Prophet Okira, Priest Hayden Samuel, Priest Ogaro, Priest Wanza, Priest Mogo, Priest Shumba, Priest Haile, you know, Prophet Adua, and many other angels and Empress. After that, the father tell ones and one, you know, who could reach up and come up and sat in until the time of redemption in 10 Miles Bulbe, you know. So most of the brethren them from them first time they end up in 10 Miles Bulbe. Then after, true to that, now I have a brethren who is Honorable Priest Shumba. He have family down on my side where I from originally in Tongmo. And he used to come by me to sister who he go to school with, but at the present moment, they was renting downstairs by me. So, well, that is his first daughter mother end up to be also, but that is a sister who he go to school with. So her family and them was renting downstairs by me. So the priest used to come and check the sister and thing, and me and the priest start to rally from there in them moments and start to seek the order and get the culture. But before even meeting the priest, under treading the fullness of Nayabingi order, I man, they done keeping Sabbath and then eating vine fruit from reading Numbers 6 and understanding the Bible in them aspect, you know. So I man, they done had my enlightenment. But Honorable Priest Umari now, which is Priest Andre Charles, he is my brethren who I grew up with in Rastafari, and he ended up as one of the first set of members also in the Bobo Shanti thing when it rise up in 81. So I had my brethren there, and then after that now, Honorable Priest Shumba started to come by me and culture me, and I gained some more understanding. We go by Priest Ainsley because first the workshop was still downstairs by Priest Ainsley. He does do woodwork. So we used to go by Priest Ainsley because he used to work up there. Then he moved the shop down to Lavanti by me. Well, within them place that time, me, him, and a brethren named Kumi end up going up on Tunapuna Mountain.
Kumi.
Right? We were staying in Priest Ainsley house.
And next
And
Kumi.
from there, Umi.
Oh, Umi. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go through.
Yeah. And from there, really and truly, we end up going up on the mountain and abide and I man see all the rest of brethren come after this first brethren them. You know, I man see all of them come, I man live on the hill before them and thing and go back up there as I tell you with Priest Shumba and Empress and Prophet Umi and next brethren and we own and you know, so I'm on the hill from since 83, abiding from them time, my lord. After 83, the same prophecy come back and fulfill. where pre-shanty was going on with certain thing in the court. We sent a delegation of 7 men to get official freedom, like our pre-shanty did went in 81. We do that. After we do that and we get our official freedom back to function and thing, pre-shanty and other brethren at this annual, in which is like myself and certain brethren, and we decide to go Bulbe and all the fullness of the order and the tradition. So that is how I end up in 10 miles Bulbe, my lord. I end up in 10 miles Bulbe 1985 on the King's Earth Strong, the same day at the King Earth Strong I man travel.
With pre-shanty?
No, I'm telling you, that's how I leave Trinidad.
To the different vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I done leave out pre-shanty.
I get you.
Living on top of the mountain. And after that, we leave Trinidad and all of we travel to Bulbe on 1985. You know? So myself, Priest Imo, Priest Jason, Priest Mausi, and Prophet Ian, you know, we was the brethren who living together when we leave out Shanty, and all of us end up in Jamaica in 85, you know? So I man is a man within since 1983 in the order, going in 40 years now, you know, trotting as Bobo Shanty. True. And going in maybe 40 something years within Rastafari also, you know.
Well, I could ask, since you land me there, and you know, and I cut in your towel, but since you land me there, making you sail on, you know, tell us more about the camp itself. And when you first, you know, came upon that glory. I know you were treading Bobo Shanty, but when you come amongst the settings now, and King Emmanuel itself and himself and the order that he set, because I would also ask, you know, I always ask anyone that come here, well, I miss out Priest Dougie, but when he come again, I always ask them, once they know, you know, they've been there, if they ever burn a chalice with King Emmanuel. But I'm not ready to ask you that yet, so you can formulate your answer for later. But give us an idea of the settings, you know, the vibes you received when you got there and what you saw and the impression that was made upon you, and maybe even the first time you saw King Emmanuel face to face and whatever interaction and relationship you would have had with him and the officials around him, my lord.
My lord, yes, my lord. Well, to begin with, my lord, in I time and 10 miles Bulbe in the camp, my lord, the standard of salvation was very high, you know? It was very high, and this is the time the Congress was moving on to a more international Congress, which a branch did rise up from Trinidad, and then the Bahamas branch rise up. So basically now, this time the yard didn't used to have more the brethren them from Bakawal or elders or Bobo from Jamaica. This time the yard started have plenty brethren from different places of abroad. We had brethren from St. Kitts, St. Croix, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Bahamas, and other states, you know? So it was a mix, and plenty brethren who maybe might be Jamaican, but they grew up in foreign and was back in Jamaica too, you know? So it had a strong presence of different brethren from different regions in the yard at that moment, you know? And that moment at the time I'm on land in the yard, you know, which we talking now, was high standard of the Bobo Shanty liberty and order then. It was a time where some special saints come around God, you know, salvation warriors, you know, and the standard of the camp was glorious. But remember, I is those who hear and believe. We was living Bobo Shanty before we go to see the man, and we did not believe. So, you know, the man say, blessed is those who see and believe, and twice blessed is those who hear and believe, you know. So, I did done hear and believe, my Lord, you know. So, going and behold the fullness of the glory is just the fulfillment of the true glory you're going and behold, and in the presence of the man himself, you know. So those moments was very glorious moments. When I say glorious moments, these moments we talking about, sometimes me and some elders that's talking. Jah had some sample angels this time. When I tell you sample, every man is a sample. You don't see nothing like he again or she again, you know? It had sample people in them time, you know?
Give me some examples now.
Well, sample people is knowing someone and dealing with them and living with them, my Lord, and understanding the high wave and the low wave and the joy and the precious moment. So when I tell you it had sample people, it had people who was very, very divine in the liberty of Christ and had the specialty. Now in life and in earth, everybody have a specialty about them, you know? As they say, sometimes maybe a person who look nice, that be rough in reasoning and handling people, and a person who might you finding look nice, them nice in reasoning and handling people. So you know, it have the qualities of human in general. Now taking it from a God aspect now is why he's speaking about it had people who are special people, you think? It come like, you know, you're traveling and you understand you go see a man look like you any part of earth when you travel. That's how earth
definitely. Without a doubt.
Right, but we talking the spirit of God.
Yes.
That's why I say sample people.
Yeah,
Some people with the spirit of God I am speaking about. And knowing these individual, dealing wrong these individual, it was a glory and an honor to know man like Priest Jackie, Priest Aya, Priest Miggy, Priest James, Priest Giffy, Priest Campbell, Priest Way, Courtney, all these man, Priest Bogo, we had plenty brethren, Priest Foggy, Priest Desmond, Prophet Leroy. It's a whole house of God, Priest Fligo, Priest Headley, knowing plenty angel, Priest Morgan, Priest George. You understand what I'm showing you, Priest Charles, even living with Priest Philip, you know, the first one who they say Christ baptized. All these moments was the moments which I and I had, you know? And
so hold on. So this Priest Philip here, he come from back a while time.
Yeah.
What is it? I think I hear something. What is it? He's a Philip that Christ baptized. How that story go?
No, well, you see, in understanding the tradition of God and understanding the tradition of Christ. You see, now people doesn't understand when they hear certain prophecy then.
Right.
Now remember, my lord, no one cannot prove to nothing what they never seen. No one cannot prove to you, my lord, nothing what they never see, my lord. That's why the court doesn't say open the door for somebody coming and say they hear so. The court open the door for testify of what you see and what you know. The court do not open the door for hearsay. That's why it have a thing coming up this before Lent, which is the Thursday, they call Damn's Fool Day. Damn Fool Day come by people believing something where they have no proving, and then you look like a fool because they fool you.
Interesting.
So what I am saying with God, my Lord, God always set a sample and an example for man and woman to live by in righteousness of salvation. That way I mean treading in his footstep. Treading in his footstep means treading in the path where the law, the laws, commandments, statutes, ordinance, and everything in righteousness we're talking about, which is just a whole to bring the fullness of the thing, you know? So within the fullness of man knowing himself, my Lord, you will hear certain prophecy. But as I now tell you, his flesh had to come back and fulfill the same prophecy.
I hear you.
You know? That's why the man says spirit change, but flesh change, but spirit remain the same. The only so you could get reincarnation in any life, this life or any life, right? The only so you could get reincarnation, you think? In the reality of the life we live in is if the flesh change, but the same spirit come back in that flesh. So basically what we're saying, if you rally with God 2,000 years, you come in and rally with God this time. If you fight God them time, you're coming back and fight God in this time. Because the understanding of God, there's nothing new under the sun.
Right. Well, okay. Well, since we there, I would like to kind of dovetail into this aspect, my king. So as we are in the Lenten period, and we never really got into this too deep for this session around. This is a time where I want to remember the sufferation of Christ. In fact, as Bobo Shanti talking now, in our culture, we talk about, we even make the comparison with the Good Friday that the world keep up and show, well, they're they're mourning the death and the crucifixion while we're celebrating the resurrection. Our culture speaks of the man being put in the tomb on the Wednesday and he was hung the Tuesday, but he didn't die. And the culture, I've repeated it before. What I'm saying, King, so as we penetrate on that during this time of the 40 days and 40 nights, where do we add that in now? Since we came from Philip now and you were showing clearly, I get the point. You're showing, well, listen, man, whether it happened 2,000 years ago or not, you have to come back now and manifest itself into flesh. And try know in reality is not all of I and I actually see the same as it relates to the crucifixion of Christ. It's something that I bring up all the time because you hear it one way, and one will tell you, well, it's 2,000 years ago. One will clearly tell you it's 2,000 years ago in Jamaica. Very clear. I have been in conversations where man stick to the guns with that one there. Ones who said, well, it's not 2,000 years ago. It can't be 2,000 years ago in Jamaica, but it's in Jamaica in the 60s. You know what I mean? Even the Honorable Priest Gas in Trinidad, telling me already, he can show you the tree in Jamaica. He know the place. I know that line on him, where they hang the father. So you could bring just a little light on the you know what I mean, as they call it, the passion of Christ during this time for us. It's a real thing, that's what they're talking about now, man. Passion of Christ.
Well,
as they say, we call it Thursday, Damn Fool Thursday. They call this the Holy Week.
Damn Fool Day, the 1st of April.
Yeah, it's true. The 1st of April is true. Right, it's true. Okay. I was thinking of more the day before Good Friday because I was going to say we don't have that in our culture, but yeah, it's all April's Fools. Yeah. All right, continue. The passion of Christ, the sufferation of Christ. What are we talking about?
My Lord, to start with, to prove Babylon don't know what they are dealing with, my Lord. The reason why they call the day Good Friday, my Lord, is because the man rise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When they crucified Christ, my Lord, just like what you now said just now, when they did crucify Christ, it was pain and crying and mourning.
I like that.
And the disciples and them, not Christ alone get crucified, the disciples, plenty disciples get crucified too. So if you could tell me crucifying Christ and the disciples and weeping and mourning and all the daughters of God, all the daughters of God crying and mourning and the saints of the Lord. Now, could you explain that and tell me what good about that? How could that be a good thing?
You hit that out the parking.
That could never be a good thing, which we know. The reason why it have a Good Friday, because it is the Resurrection Friday. Yeah. And to prove now, it is the Tuesday they crucify him on, to prove that in the same prophecy when he showed you he could break down the temple in 3 days and rise it back up. You dig? When a man asks how you could break down this big building, and we understand the spiritual realms with Christ talking the parable, it's the same fulfillment of that prophecy which it come up to Good Friday. Now, within the Good Friday, my Lord, what make the Good Friday a Good Friday? Because that is the Friday the man rise. And to prove it's the Friday the man rise, right? When they crucify the man on the Tuesday, the earth was in darkness for 3 days. The earth was in darkness for 3 days. And to prove is the Friday that the man rise, and it is a Good Friday. Why we call it Good Friday? Because Resurrection Friday and not Crucifixion Friday, like people who understand of the world and these lost churches and them defend, and understand what they're saying. You dig? That to prove that he eat fish and bread with the disciples and them on the Saturday, when they was doubting him, and he made them feel his wound. You know, this is the picture which they call the Last Supper.
The Last Supper.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
go ahead. Yeah.
So basically what we are saying, or what Iman is saying, my Lord, the prophecy of God or the prophecy of Christ is really I and I, the original man and woman of God. But it have somebody that see you with your thing and envy you, and they will steal it, hide it up from you, and use something what they call now brainwash education, mental slavery, physical slavery, and teach we from the knowledge of where we have the original self, which means damn we from reading and getting the knowledge of we self, which is due to one and all, big and small. Now, when you come back now, after you go through all of these things in them dispensation at time, and you come back now and you hear in the history where they take from you, you go feel like it's them who say it. You go feel like that is them thing. But these people never had nothing. What these people do, take the thing from I and present it back in them ideology and try to take the glory for it.
Okay, fair enough. But if I could jump in there. But okay, let us look at it historically, scholastically, because what you just explained now, differently than the days. Well, I know the culture, obviously, but I still playing angel's advocate here. So differently than the days now, Tuesday, although I still get a little different culture there, but I don't want to stick there. Because I learned that he get hung the Tuesday and he didn't die. And according to the law of the land, when a man get hung and he don't die, you're supposed to let him go. And then he was crucified the Wednesday and put in the tomb the same day. That's how I get it. But before you correct that, so especially for the audience now, because you speak a while ago about speaking in parables, especially for the audience that maybe even totally new to this now. So what time frame we talking about? This is what I was originally asking there. Where in history are we dealing 2,000 years ago? Are we dealing 50 years ago? Are we dealing both? Are we dealing with a continual cycle? Because you just mentioned now, well, you did say it's us, but you meant the history is our history. But this crucified savior there now, you're gone somewhere in the dark. And all that too. The 3 days and three, no problem. The 3 days and 3 nights in the darkness and so is there even if it's not precise history, is there a time frame that the unlearned, the ignorant to this, if they were, they wanted to know, even me, I would like to know which time frame exactly that took place. Or is that
all right, my Lord? Give thanks.
Is it King Emmanuel, Jesus Christ of Nazareth 2,000 years ago? Somebody else?
Give thanks to such question, my Lord.
True.
Now, to bring that question with a great understanding and in a nutshell, my Lord, it's like this. God was always there. God is first, God is last, God is beginning without end, and first without last. God is Alpha and God is Omega. They say in the beginning was the word, yet you can't speak a word without a mouth. So what we is trying to say, God and the word, everything was always there. There is nothing new under the sun. What is going on in prophecy? And some people is reading the prophecy. The prophecy speak the early tradition of Christ, and the rest is more from the Exodus time and all we go through, right? But understanding the prophecy now, you have to understand where some people go tell you, you see this here and this contradicting that. No, what is going on? The prophecy is written in different dispensation of times. The prophecy is written in different dispensation of time. So it will have a time you get a prophecy with Moses, what he and the children of Israel go through. You will get a prophecy with Abraham. You'll get a prophecy with Isaac and Elijah and Solomon, and it's different dispensation of time. So basing your argument on an understanding, like if it's 2,000 years ago, that was the only time it happened, it come like you're still in understanding the understanding which they call the greater understanding of God. Because, let me bring it like this. Your mother, and father, everybody's brothers and sisters, everybody's children of God. You trace back all of that and see where it's coming back to. Straight from God, the creation of life and fulfillment of earth and prophecy upon earth.
Natural.
So all these different dispensation at times and prophecy we are speaking about, right? It's adding up to what we fulfilling, which is these last days. The book where we're dealing with is the Bible right now. And it's adding up to the fulfillment of Revelation 22 chapter. We now fulfill 13 and 14. The other day we're going on 15 and 16. With the time now, the days are shortened and everything's speeding up. Real people go feel his peace and safety, and it go be sudden destruction. And the man said it only taking him 1 hour to destroy Babylon and wickedness of our earth. So when people feel it's a whole heap of schemistic and all like with Babylon I deal with and the pandemic and the new world order and the one currency and all these things, like if them thing is anything for God to deal with, them thing will be wiped away, you know. Them thing will be wiped away faster than you could think it was there. You look and it could not be found. Behold, you dig? Maggie perfect man, for the end of that man is peace. He shall be like a green bay tree and spread it himself, you dig? But lo and behold, he could not be found. By the judgment of the Lord. You understand me? With God, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible with God. So when we understand the doctrination of God and the originality of God, we will understand it's just different dispensation at time of prophecy coming down we living in. But right now, we're living in the C line up of the prophecy we're dealing with, which is the Bible. And we're living up in the C line up of Revelation. And everything Revelation speak about, we see it fulfilling before we eyes at this very present moment. The part of Revelation now, see line up fulfilling it 13 and 14, we're going on to 15 and 16, 6 more books after that. So we don't know this is the end time and the end game, not the end of life or the end of earth, but the end of wickedness upon earth and the end of the wicked also. That ain't have nothing to do to change the prophecy and history, what is fulfilling. The prophecy and history had to fulfill, right? I and I, who is saints of the Lord, have to fulfill prophecy and history. We cannot make prophecy and history fulfill on us.
I hear you. True, my Lord.
So,
natural.
To bring this reasoning here in a nutshell about how much time, 1,000 years or what, my Lord, is from ancient of days, and he's the God of love, my Lord.
Yeah, man, it's a cosmic understanding, man. So since we are, before we come off of that, as I said, the length kind of sealing up to, I wouldn't even go into too much of the particulars of it. But is there any specific reason? Could you give a comprehension? Why is it that on the resurrection day, I would celebrate it in all white? That's the Friday, the Good Friday, because there are many that celebrate it in black over white, to the point like it, you know. And as you said, since '83, so you're treading on the camp. I don't know what you would have seen, how King Emmanuel would have carried out the Good Friday, everything, my Lord. Volume gone, eh? Yeah, they said dead ear kills, although I was just going to take a drop of.
My Lord,
Okay, yeah, got you. Give thanks.
the man, my Lord, called the elders because they know the way, my Lord. And the man called the youths because they are strong.
Oh, yes.
Now, God is his own interpreter, and God alone does make it plain.
Tell you.
Right?
Yeah,
Now,
tell you.
now with the fullness of the double Sabbath, my Lord, it represents the resurrection, which it come like a Sabbath, original Sabbath. And original Sabbath is all white. From since we time, my Lord, it always used to be all white. If Jah call like for a black over white service for a moment, that means to say that is the trend. If Jah do that, so let me give you understanding with the black over white.
So that's what. Okay, yeah, do that for me, please. You take. Go ahead. Bless it, Lord.
The black over white, my Lord, come in when Jah sent the delegation in Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Ghana, right? After when Jah send the brethren them and they keeping Sabbath down there and thing, and Jah get to understanding the difference at the time and thing, Jah you start to build people to keep double Sabbath, which we start to wear black turban on a Friday and white until lunchtime service. And then after in the evening is normal white. Good Friday also is normal white, like from Friday evening. Normal white Good Friday is. The black over white come in solidarity with the brethren them in the motherland. And the time difference. Because when it's 11 o'clock in the daytime over here and by you, it's 6 o'clock in the evening in Ethiopia, which is the ending of the Sabbath. Right? When it's 10 o'clock in Jamaica, it's 6 o'clock in Ethiopia in the evening, 10 o'clock in the morning in Jamaica. It's 6 o'clock in the evening in Ethiopia, which is Jamaica is 8 hours behind. Trinidad and by me and you is 7 hours behind.
Yeah.
Right? So Jah bringing that to strengthen back and run powers with the brethren them in the motherland, my Lord, who went on the mission.
I see that.
So Jah start to make people wear black turban over white on Friday morning.
Which is our tradition.
Right? On Friday morning. And Jah start to call it even double Sabbath, which is coinciding with the motherland. Right? But Good Friday and the Friday evening service go right down is all white. That never change.
So why is it that there's this great, move away from that then, if that is the case? Because as you said in 91, 92, and you have to keep the history in context. I know at that time you may have been in Trinidad, because it is a man would argue, well, what I mean, even a man that come after you, would argue and say, well, what I mean, Kumi right, he come before you and I, but when he make a move, what I mean, the last couple of Good Friday, is black over white, did wear, which I hear talk similar to that, Sometimes I like to call too much name, but I know if I call name and I lie it and nobody, I can clearly tell you what they tell me.
No, praise.
Jesus said that on a WhatsApp group chat. So I know it was many people. He said it to me, but it was on a WhatsApp group chat with the same concern I had several years ago. And he said his answer was that it was interesting because I gave a long speech, and his answer was that well, the Father does put on his black over white. This is Jesus. And then he came back with a second part and said, But sometimes the man does we all white, you know. No one can fathom the ways of Jah. So I said, all right, there you go. But anyway, go through.
So basically, no matter what now, it had to have a standard.
Exactly. That's the point.
Which means all have to come.
Idea, hear you.
I mean, we all have to come on the same understanding, my Lord. That's the standard, you know?
Well, okay.
So,
yeah, sorry, go ahead. I thought you were this.
no, it's a call coming in and cutting me off there.
Oh, I feel
So,
energy. Yeah.
I as to say, my Lord, what we doing right now, my Lord, amongst ourselves, is plenty reasoning. We doing after last night, we reason until after 4 this morning. We just reason until all after 5. We doing plenty reasoning. We doing plenty reasoning to rectify back we self and to reason ourselves to our right.
Yes, my Lord.
Because it has some people take up certain things and create different to the originality of it. And will tell you it is the original. So basically now, we ain't about no power struggle. We ain't about no better than. We is about building one another to come to one understanding. We must all have one voice. And to have one voice, which means we all have to have one understanding of whatever understanding we seeking or whatever we is reasoning on, we have to have the right understanding of it. You know? So basically, to say that Priest Isaac, right now, presently, right now, we reason plenty of these things. Even first night, we was reasoning the same question where you asked me with the white and the black and the white. We was reasoning all of these things. As I tell you,
some of the
after 4
ones
this morning and I finished.
I show some of the ones. Pardon me. You speak in parliament reasoning amongst the ones just in the camp there.
No. Parliamentary reasoning. Okay, international people from Africa, all over the world. All
so
over
I sure you have ones in that same parliament reasoning that stand firm with the black over white.
Well, basically, we don't deal with the things so, my Lord. God kingdom do not carry opposition, my Lord.
No, it's not.
It's in where man. Pay the priest Isaac. It's not where a man.
Are you program?
Not a man opinion or what a man feel it is, my Lord. It's the right thing we have to make stand. Which means that you are now tell you from the reason, my Lord. We have to make the right thing stand, which means we all have to come to one natural understanding, my Lord. The man said it in many ways seem it right, my Lord. The end is still destruction because one reason it only have one right. You know? So when we reason now, my Lord, a man might put his understanding or his ideology to what we're reasoning on, but the purpose of reasoning is to gain understanding. So we just try to reason to get the right understanding. Not just understanding, my Lord, the right understanding. So which means now we all go be on the same page. So which like how God deal, the strong have the weak, that we could all sit in the same seat. That's how God has deal.
So you're giving me the impression there. Check, just judging from your zeal a while ago, you're giving me the impression that there is just to be clear, there is a unanimous understanding within the body of the parliament as it relates to that issue.
And not parliament alone, the members, we call it priest God and all, calling and say people changing the thing because Good Friday is all white and priest God was there.
Priest God very heavy with that. I know that for sure. But no, I know, in all respect, Elder. Okay, let's put it this way. It's just a couple of days from Good Friday. I may not be in Jamaica. Am I expecting to see a video from Jamaica and everybody have on all white?
Because you want to know why you mightn't see that? And you go see it anywhere else? Because why? Jamaica, that's joining in the reasoning now and then.
Oh, okay. Well,
now, Empress Maisie started that reasoning yesterday, which is in the HQ, and she get cut out and she never come back in. So she herself get the understanding of the reasoning how we did put it. But basically in Jamaica might be the only place you go see that. You dig, but most of the rest of the place you go see angels in all white. Now it might have other man who holding the same black over white thing, and it was not in the reason where we're trying to have a unification amongst ourselves and a oneness of the order, and they might still want to hold on where they want to hold on to, but that is where we beating down right now. We hold on the right thing, and all of we have to be holding one thing. And that's how we reason we self that right. You understand, to get the right understanding. Not what I feel or how I see it, is to gain the right understanding. In that way now, we're coming back to get the originality of the thing, which is the blueprint.
I get you, man. I get you. Yeah, there's a hymn that we sing every Good Friday there, Hallelujah, the Hallelujah hymn. On the resurrection day. They have a stanza in there that says, an angel clad in white they see, who came and spake unto the tree. We got to think your Lord has risen God to Galilee, hallelujah, something like that. But I just find it interesting, you know, because we sing that every Good Friday, you know what I mean? And that
Good Friday originally, like from we time, my Lord, is all white.
I hear you.
Black over white, my Lord. That black over white coming from the African mission, my Lord.
I hear you. I was just sealing it up so we could jump off of that. But I get you. I get your vibes. I mean, honestly, I sit and work it out, you know. Don't mind I just asking. I sit and work it out. I definitely hold my white. But it didn't start, so it started black over white. But then I noticed the difference, and in fact, it's Trinidad I picked that up more than anywhere else. I said, wait, how come? You know, and I got a reasoning, and I just figure it out. I said, no, man, the white make more sense to me, and I've just been treading white ever since. But I see it become almost look like a checkered board now. Because before we get off of this, the point I was making, before in the early days, like for example in Jamaica, when I say early days, my guy in the early days, maybe not your early days. So let's just say 2001, 2002, Good Friday, almost everyone, with the exception of a few, would be having the black over white. When I came to Trinidad, when I was there with the my Lord, everybody had on white. I could clearly, distinctively remember Prophet Rohan from Jamaica holding God. Yeah. And next prophet from Jamaica too. I can't remember his name. I think it's Brian or David, one of them two kind of names, something like that. And he coming down with his black over white. And I distinctively remember, because I right there behind the musician clapping, and I could hear when Prophet Rohan said, hey, my Lord, all right, the man I never deal with now. I gotta go back and change that. No, I could never forget that. You know what I mean? But that was about and that wasn't even that long ago. That was like when I was there, like 2010, you know.
Them timing this so.
And that's firm. Everyone was in white. Everyone. Now, if you look at that video last year or the year before, it's like a checkerboard. So it's current. I know the father deal with current, you know. So it's a current, so some kind of thing getting, you know, if you're an electrician, you understand some shit some kind of shot out there. You know what I mean?
Well, basically, the truth is, my Lord.
Then hear this, you know, just last. What does touch me too? You know what I mean? And I'm not fighting to say, well, right, wrong, right? What does touch me, honestly? Like from the altar now, you see a person have on technically all black except for his socks. That's where he come to, you know. Not black like a turban over the white robe. He come down to all black, down, cover everything except for the socks. And then the next man next to him have on all white. I said, nah, man, some kind of current. Yeah, but got you. I was really jumping off of it, but got you if you want to say last word on the subject.
Basically, my Lord, the truth is the matter is real people that want to do what they want, my Lord. Real people wouldn't come in and reason as one and get the right understanding, my Lord. Sometimes a man see a thing, he don't understand it, if that is the standard of the officiality of the thing, and he jump on board with it and will culture you like if that is the thing. All right, length is a standard fasting standard time. Yet, it's a length we keep in yard where we in fast, but we keep the principle of length. Because why? Here why? Jah used to call 14 days, 21 days, or 40 days fast. Jah always used to call fast. So if we know fast before the length, when the length reach Jah, we didn't put we back on no fast. But we still will keep the lengthen principle. The lengthen principle, which we all know, you know? Nothing with
the full thing. Yeah.
Right. No this, no that, all the fullness. That the lengthen principle. It have the principle with the lengthen. Just to prove like how Babylon people them who eating flesh out there on length they just eat fish. Right? I know who is following Christ. We don't eat no fish on the length. We don't eat no fish.
The opposite.
Because that is the tradition of Christ. That is we standard there. We never create this thing and we can't look for the glory like if this thing is ours. So you have to give honors or glory where glory is due unto, my Lord, you know? And that's why we want to come with the one voice and one understanding and one unity in all our ways, words, thought, and deed, my Lord. Sayings and doing, my Lord, you know? And it is very important to us right now because we are speaking to the world at large. And when the world hear you or hear me or hear anyone else, they're supposed to be hearing the same thing. One understanding, which is the prophecy of Marcus Garvey, show me a real united people and I show you people respected any part of the world you go. So we have to be real organized.
Positive.
Have to be real organizing ourselves, my Lord. And this is what we're striving to, and also that is part of the road to perfection, my Lord. So you deal with the thing once you're striving on to perfection. And remember, business have two policy: to make empires conglomerate anything you want to build, trust and honesty. Without that policy in the business, you could have all the knowledge and anything like that, it can't build. And with God, it had two policy: trust and obey.
There's no other way. So that's
Trust and obey.
That's all right. Yes, my Lord. You know, as a son of the Father, is there any moments you could share with us? You know, just like a son could talk about his father, you know. There's a lot of things as it relates to King Emmanuel, not really documented as yet. It's still archived. Right. Go ahead. Jump and go.
We want to talk the thing to the fullness of the order and the fullness of the thing, right? Now, in early days, Jah had a freedom wrong when we real people used to go wrong Jah and, you know, come wrong the God, satin, reason, bonnet, chalice, and all of these kind of things. And then after Jah changed that standard, you know, that changed that standard and make cabinet ministers and send word through the cabinet ministers, and the cabinet ministers cry back word to Jah. So Jah changed, like, all right, basically, anything happen, I want to go and complain to Jah or this or that now. Jah changed the standard. A man will come in the office, my Lord, and ask if he could see Jah or send a word through the brethren them to Jah. One of the angels will take the complaint, my Lord, go up to Jah and bring it back to you in the office, my Lord. Right? Yes, so basically, what Jah do, Jah rise his standard from everybody just running around by Jah and complaining, and like if it's a little trend thing, you're going to that, you know, right? And the standard did rise to that upliftment within we times, you know. So basically, as a man now, when I ain't too long reaching yard, I start to work in the kitchen, you know. And the kitchen staff every Friday that's go wrong by Jah, and Jah has blessed the kitchen staff. Every Friday, the kitchen staff go wrong by Jah, and Jah will bless the kitchen staff, you know.
Before or after the Sabbath meal?
My early in the hill, I was working in the kitchen. And after we work the whole strong and we go wrong by Jah the Friday evening, Jah has come out and bless the kitchen staff, you know. That's my first personal close encounter with His Majesty. You understand? Now, differently to that, we also see His Majesty when you're holding the East Guard, Jah has come out on the veranda and rock, you know, and you see Jah, you know. So it ain't to say that was the first time seeing Jah, but that was the first time right, wrong the God and getting blessings from the God then, you know. That's when I was working in the kitchen, you know. And I could never forget that moment, you know. Yeah, I could never forget the moment because
Run
understanding
to the
God
kitchen every Friday, just with that.
yeah, and understanding God and knowing God and thing the first time within the man blessing the kitchen staff and you know, Jah in front of we and blessing us and thing, my Lord. I could just tell you the truth, you know, because real people wrong the God and they don't know the God, you know. What I was looking for, I see the Spirit of Christ, you know.
Rastafari.
What I was looking for, I see, and that was the Spirit of Christ, my Lord, you know. And seeing what I see, my heart was contented, my Lord. My heart was contented. And if I had 75 confident, even get 100% confident, you know, that the Spirit of Christ dwelleth in the man, you know.
Right.
So it has some people go wrong Christ, as the man himself say, for all different reasons, my Lord. You know, for all different reasons, to see if he's really the Christ, you know, to see if he go wrong, to see if I come wrong here, if it go walk, even though if I ain't believe because I hear all different reasons. As the Psalms is some are sick, some are sad, some are Lord the love they had, some from the world they break not free, some had never found that love in thee. And it's a whole heap of ailment people have, you know. And they also go wrong the God with some of these ailments, you know. So what you seek, my Lord,
That's real, eh?
is that you shall find, my Lord.
That's real.
If you want to conquer, you will conquer it until it's going over the moon. But if you want to suck milk, my Lord, you will just get stronger and strive unto perfection in a better way, my Lord.
Yeah, man, for those who don't know, that's a culture we use, you know. When you come, you know, come to cows, you know, so you don't really take up yourself with the affairs of individuals. You come to get the sincere milk from the same cows too, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the same cows, but I mean the knowledge and the order and the information and the inspiration there. True, my Lord, give thanks.
And my Lord,
go through.
two things which John never do, you know. You see in I time in yard, my Lord, just send down the word and say salvation rise, my Lord. Because it was real salvation warriors. So just say salvation rise, you know. And Jah never do this no other time back all no other time. Jah call Bingy the whole night non-stop, no Bingy coming down, my Lord.
For how long?
And the only reason, huh?
For how long?
I don't know if it's 2 months or so, but within a while, a good journey.
Yeah, I hear you.
A good journey. And Jah do that because the full strength of salvation was there, my Lord. The full strength of salvation was there. That time, my Lord, you will be even that in service. And when you hear how the angels, them singing and how some hymns and things licking out of that tabernacle, my Lord, you just have to listen it because you know it's straight Zion, you know, you're in there, my Lord. So the fullness of the glory, my Lord, I go tell you, and the sincere milk, my Lord, we get a touch of that, my Lord. As I tell you from the starting, my Lord, it had some sample man wrong His Majesty. Sample man. You know? It's not no other like them. Samples, you know?
So like how you talk about the parliament and so now. See like how you just draw the mentality to that whole time there, and when you see us returning to that, 100 years from now, 2 generations, give us 5 years, What do you think? Because I know you have
Well,
an eagle eye view of the obstacles in the way. Our mission going forward. You yourself says many things.
well, right now, my Lord, as present as we speak in here, my Lord, give thanks to that such mighty question. We're working on that. We're working on that paramount ASP situation right now, my Lord. We are working on that very serious because that's the only way we could really go forward as a people, my Lord, with the full unification, my Lord. And with the full unification, my Lord, and all are we on one pathway, my Lord, you will see that full glory where you now ask them, my Lord, come back before your eyes, my Lord. And to the signs that time we be living in, my Lord, it is paramount important for us, my Lord, to really work on ourselves. And that is what we're taking most of the moment to do. And we will like all angels coming on the platform, give their account, give the input, and strengthen the thing that we could reach where we want to reach as faster than later.
So let me ask you, anyone can come on the platform?
Yes, my Lord.
Okay. Not you're kidding me, pardon me. I mean, okay. I thought it was just for parliament. Okay. All right.
No.
So can you share?
Parliament has a separate reasoning on a Wednesday.
Oh.
For parliamentarian, or if they have a matter to deal with, whoever dealing with the matter could be in the reasoning on that aspect. But Sunday is House Parliament reasoning, which is open, and that's the real reasoning. We just reason until 3, 4, and 5 in the morning.
Okay,
which we have something. We have something we call. It has something which we call free reasoning. After the protocol of the reasoning rise up and come down, we just have something what we call free reasoning. And the reason for that, my Lord, is to work out all our differences and to come to one union with ourselves and our God, my Lord. To get that same fullness like we now ask the how soon. You'll see that in this lifetime happening, my Lord. But what I could say to that, my Lord, 1,000-mile journey start with the first footstep. We mightn't get everybody one time, but we will get at least a portion of people to live the exemplary way of that and show back that glory that, the rest go come and behold it and join in and strengthen it, my Lord.
So how can one join that? Is it possible? If not possible,
you just have to get the invitation every Sunday. I could send it to you. That's not no problem.
Oh, okay. Because like they have, like you don't know, in me you're talking here. They have a lot of ones, Bobo Shanti, who may think they may have an input. I don't know what you think about that. Because I mean, honestly, this is honestly, my Lord, I never got the impression that it was that open, But you just explained, there's a Wednesday night meeting with a different, vibes. So I get it clearly. So I mean, I'm still looking at security. You don't want the people to go bomb rush the vibes. But as you say, it's not something you could rush into. You would have to free them up. But if someone wants it from you, okay, I could ask you, me and you here, but if someone wants it from you now, what would they do? Is there any way they can go that you could meet them? I mean, in cyber world I target and say, well, yeah, man, you free, you can come in.
Once, my Lord, we know you are a member.
Right, of course.
This is for members, my Lord.
It's screen you still, yeah.
This is for members. Once we know you are a member, my Lord, right?
You are
ever free. You are ever free to come in, my Lord. Okay. Once you are not a member, right? It will have to deal with on a different platform, my Lord, before you come in originally in the full open house reasoning, my Lord.
Okay. All right.
So basically, as I'm telling you, house reasoning and parliament reasoning, which hold on Wednesdays to rectify all these things rectify the government affairs, and if it have any matter to deal with it also. So when the house reasoning come up on a Sunday now,
Yes.
it could be a oneness, and everybody had the one understanding of what's going on.
All right. I hear. Positive. So for sure, if one is a member, one should be able to contact, I guess, find their way there. It shouldn't be that hard. But then now that's another thing too, you know, because see, my lord, that's the next thing. You see, the Bobo Shanti order, it's not only growing, but there are many ones out there that are taking up this faith. South Africa alone. They say South Africa have more Rasta than any specific country. You have Nigeria, Ghana, you have a lot of places. And Bobo Shanti there too, you know. But because of the vastness of these places and maybe other circumstances, there are ones that hold on to the faith, but they're not officially crowned or like you know, maybe go through the ritualistic aspect of it. You know. What do you say to people like that now within our
Well, I give thanks you bring up such reasoning, because if you come on the forum, which I'm telling you about,
I hear you.
if you come on the forum speaking about you, I see the South Africa family was this strong representing. Then after certain time, the parliament will hold press conference with the Kenyan congregation, you know, and we trying to rectify ourselves and strengthen all ones, mainly in the motherland, you know. So it's really a unification effort right now is taking place, my lord, and it's calling for all hands and heart on deck.
Well, especially as it relates to the educational wing of it. Yeah, go ahead, talk, man. I know you can still hear me. Especially as it relates to the educational wing of it, I definitely am open. I would say this in front of anyone in the world, like even this platform, in the same way that you're here. You know, I will make the platform available, really, you know, for the parliament, whatever announcement, any level of outreach that I could assist with, definitely, or any level of education. Trust me, my services are there to be used.
Well, the only so that could be established, my lord, is when you come in with your brethren and sisters, with us beyond the House Parliament reasoning on a Sunday. And from there now, my lord, you will hear what's going on, and whatever you have to contribute it, you will openly contribute it, my lord. So that is what we're trying to break down right now, my lord, the barriers, my lord. My lord, this is a set throne of judgment, you know, and it's just ways in I and I now. We're bringing barriers to we own self, you know, my lord. And we're trying to come and beat out that, because that is really the Pope, that is Satan glory, that is not glory of God. God glory for unification, you think? Of his sons and daughters, you know, children of the Most High. So what I am saying is, right? We need to come together and reason ourselves to our right, my lord. And when we reason ourselves to our right, my lord, the love will build, the love will be there, and we know each other better, and the mist will roll away, which causing all the little small differences amongst us. And that is what we is working on, as I now say, to see the glory as the question where you ask.
Oh, gone again, you know. Somebody trying to call it, same fella there.
Once we work on that, which we have to work on ourselves, my lord, and that is what we try to do.
I fully get you, man. I fully get you. All right, my lord. Well, before I see it up too, I don't have it too much on the spot, you know, but this is, you see, these questions come, especially from young ones seeking this faith. And since I have you here now, on that level there, and we speaking governmental, I know a moment ago, you know, you were saying, if one really want to get on, they'll find their way through. But you see, that's the next thing, you know, okay, in all honesty, because one will contact even a person like me there and literally ask, how could they join? the Bobo Shanti order. Now, you did say something a moment ago as it relates to the headquarters. I found it interesting that you said that, the headquarters don't partake that much in the parliament reasoning, at least I guess for now. But usually, you don't want to point someone to someone at the headquarters. When you say the headquarters, you expect you're dealing with a government. So is the parliament in a sense, in a position as yet where there's a base then, whether it be a Facebook page, I actually don't know, Facebook page, a web page, website, Instagram page, or anything at all, that someone that need more information on how to be a member, that they can come to the body itself.
Well, it have an original email
set up, my lord. Okay, true, right.
It have an original email set up where you could join in.
Right.
Eabic org.com and eabicorg.com.
Org.com. Okay.
And you could join in to the email. You could get plenty information from there, my lord. You could send whatever question you want to get and you will get reply and all these things from there, my lord.
Yeah, okay.
Right now at present, we is working on a database and we do not want to deal it with these people. So we is working on our own servers to set up that database. So we will have our own servers and everything will be like on a personal context, mainly with the database, which is one personal file.
That's very good, King. And not to stress you, let me just get it clear because people are, I know, going to want to EABIC OF as in of
org.com.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's EABIC.org.com.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. That's I mean, yeah, everybody have you stressed there a little bit, man. But it's just I mean, as I said, a lot of youth ones, but give thanks to the congregation in South Africa. I know, priests, a few priests down there. Who down there? Priest Adfa, up there, I should say.
Well, Priest Adva, Priest Moja, all of them was on the reasoning, and the rest that the South African brethren and sisters and thing, all of them was on the reasoning until all 4 this morning.
Yeah, man, true, my lord. All powers, man.
Yeah.
Give thanks to that family there.
Priest David in the next state, and the next priest in the next state, they're in different state, but that's still coming for the Parliament House reasoning on a Sunday and give us strong input, plus hold separate reasoning with them also. So this is the thing we're trying to do right now, His Majesty. We're rectifying ourselves, strengthen, communicate with the brethren and sisters who done there in the motherland, who going to cut and clear ahead, and we're trying to unify ourselves, my lord. We're trying to unify ourselves. That it is when we see what is going on in earth today, my lord, it is very important, my lord. And a man or a woman who understand what's going on right now in hell supposed to know how paramount important that it is to use human resources as the poor and have not right now to really get whispered we're supposed to be, my lord.
True, my lord. All right, give thanks, King. I wouldn't hold you any longer. I see all your fans calling you there, so let me just kind of give you a chance. Yeah, but as the length again sealing up, any sealing words you'd like to leave with the family? I mean, you can take your time, and you don't have to be a few words, whatever you want to say, especially at the end of the 40 days and 40 nights. Anything that you think you need to say to the family? Well,
of our experience, my lord, we do give thanks to the length, praying and fasting in the wilderness 40 days, 40 nights, earth thy bed and stone thy pillow, tempted yet undefiled, and I give thanks, for the angels also, who is praying and fasting in this precious time. This is the crucifixion time of Christ. This strong here, which is going on, which is coming up to the Good Friday, is a very important strong, my lord. This is that time you have to be very wise with your travel and all your movements, my lord. They coming down from this strong here straight to resurrection. But this strong is as strong this time on the lengthen season, why we just pray and fast? Because everything that's float up after the length, which means like how the man rise after the crucifixion, everything that's float up after the lengthen season. But this ending strong here as we going to coming on to the Good Friday is that time where one had to try and travel less, be very observant and careful with everything because it's a crucifixion moment going through also before the resurrection.
Guys, tomorrow they hang the man.
So it is very important for you to observe your
Tuesday.
spiritual ground that you're standing on and the place where you desire to put your feet in this strong coming down here in these last days. It is paramount important, you know, because it is the crucifixion strong and also it have the glory at the end, which is the resurrection, you know. But you have to be very wise and very careful with the strong here going on. When the lengthen season starts, you see the starting at the lengthen season and the ending, which is this strong here, is moments you have to be very observant and very keen in all aspects of your spiritual and temporal well-being, my Lord.
You remember the Monday night you told us that, you know, and the Tuesday night I had a serious accident, man. The Tuesday, not the night, the Tuesday afternoon, like a couple of hours before the sunset, I had a terrible accident that, you know what I mean, I just recovering out of it in a sense. I mean, I good, but like the day before the Lent, I said, wow. And I meditate on the eye, I said, boy, it's the night before priest Kumi telling us that, now, be careful tomorrow, you know. And the guy, look what happened to me. Yeah, but give thanks, man. Just spare my life because a moment I could have died.
And I talk that up my experience and this length and all the same thing happened to me, my Lord. I coming up on the main road in the middle lane, and a man behind a woman on the left, and the woman gave me a bad drive, and the man pull off in front of me, and the man had to mash brakes as he pull off in front of me because there's two people crossing the road. Wow. And I run into the back of the man, and I speak that off of my personal experience in the Langton. So I know it, I ain't speaking that just so. And it's still, I was very aware for this Langton, you know, it still happened, what I am speaking about now also.
Yeah. So one have to be careful going through, as they say, no? But the harder the battle, man, sweeter the victory. True, my Lord, well, the double Sabbath and resurrection and the fullness thereof, and the 2nd of April too, and the 2nd of April is when the emperor actually became the emperor. He was coronated the 2nd of November. But you don't know is when Emperor Zadi to pass on. He just got it one time, you know, long waiting. So it was the 2nd of April, the same day as Good Friday, is when the king became emperor. I like to say Emperor Tafari. You know, the 2nd of November is when he officially took back the name, the baptismal name of Haile Selassie. But just a little mystic within itself, eh? So
yeah,
for those who may he kind of go over their head, I could have just show it to them still. Interesting. So it's a special resurrection. Oh, you're gone. Okay, good. Yeah, to my Lord, give thanks again for the moment. Give thanks for the word sound. I know this one was definitely a strength. And yeah, man, so I will link you for that link as well. And I know more one's going to want the link, man. I think, you know, that's what these programs are for, you know, to kind of bring things out. Because if I was a bit misunderstood exactly, I could imagine others, but that's the vibes. And that's how you go in regular parliament, you know, around here, so you can go and sit down and listen to them, you know. Yeah, so it was a parliament.
Yeah.
Give thanks to the Black Christ Order, man. So it's still, I know we don't seal off in a sense now, but yeah, I was an original parliament member.
No.
Oh, okay,
Man is just an elder, but to be truthful, right. In 2007 was the last real successful reasoning, and
yeah, man, when
I was in yard in 2007, all the elders and things say, boy, priest Kumi should be a man on the parliament, you know, with priest Kumi understanding and standard, he should be a man on the parliament. And they vowed that for him, man. But at the end of the day, my lord, it ain't really being in the driver's seat, you know. I reach a stage, Pay are going and share something. And I reach a stage, my lord, we will smile at the storm and rest in the boat, you know. Once the ship is going on the right course, my lord, could be a child day. The only thing we concern, my lord, that the ship is going on the right course, my lord.
Oh, my lord.
And we will smile at the storm otherwise than that, my lord.
And at the same time, too, when you leave there, you came down them way here, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I go on, my lord.
Yeah.
Natural powers.
But give thanks, my lord, all blessings to the full family to, bless the fullness of the house of Trinidad, keeping it strong. And yeah, Priest Imesley always said that, that is when they rise the branch in Trinidad, that's what give the Congress the title international. All the time it was Jamaica. But Trinidad really set it off, and Trinidad do keep a standard that one must admit, even not no comparison really, it's no comparison, because I always tell one, we look, those of us like, I don't live on no camp then, I might do my thing, I kneel and pray, and I do my little thing. I know it was used to be against man staying at home and doing service, but that's the next story. But one have to respect ones that, live on foundations and carry the weight of the order. That's very important, man. I have to give thanks for that, not only give thanks. And I did a whole program on tithes and offerings the other day. I don't know if you ever got to check that out. But that to me, that's something that seriously needs to be reconstructed properly. But it's a deep agenda, it's not just simple that man needs to start with the tithes. It's a deep agenda. Behind it, you know what I mean? It's a deep something that needs to set out. But it's very important. That's how government runs.
We speak about that all first night. We speak about that with the ISA, my lord.
That's supremely important. But yeah, my lord, give thanks. You've done a good conversation.
Yes, honorable, do give thanks for having a man with this moments of reasoning. As the man say, reasoning is better than preaching. And the only purpose we reason, my lord, is to do one thing, gain understanding. So give thanks, all understanding gain. And the Puda 7, more love, more life to the man, royal family, and Jabi with the man and blessed resurrection, His Majesty, son.
Holy Emmanuel, that's Right. Oh yeah, give thanks. Yeah, we definitely give thanks for the honorable priest Kumi with us. Wonderful vibration, wonderful meditation. Yes, specifically speaking on the whole vibration of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. So let me just give you that website again, or the email. Wait, is your email away? Okay, yes. So, but that's more like a website. I'll check that later. But it says eabic.org.com. Well, isn't that a website? But anyway, we'll get that figured out. But
OG is a good website. ORG is a website.
I think it's ORG. Hey, listen, family, don't feel no way. I'll get that straight. Yeah, something wasn't right there. I'll get that straight. But we live in a world right now, and I always say that it doesn't make sense to hide nothing from nobody. Just live up. Just live up. Because you live in a world where almost everything you do, can we get your credit card number, please? Bank account number, date of birth, this number, take a picture, fingerprint, something. There's so much information on you, even if you try your best. Once you get around the metropolis, somehow you are recorded and put on some sort of a database or something. You're there, well observed. They watch you when they just watch you. Anything you do, you'll see. Trust me, you'll be surprised. So you just gotta just do what you gotta do and just live up and walk freely, through the earth. And I'm saying that even in the the context of even the order here. Yeah, in relationship with the order, I just mean in the sense that these open discussions are good. I know there are a few that may say, man, you don't have to talk about that. Everybody don't have to hear that. I honestly don't see nothing that is discussed here. In fact, I think this is good. I mean, they are behind closed door discussions. There's nothing that we reason about here that I personally consider to be so way off that you cannot have a reasoning about it on the open forum of the Tiger's Nest. And I think it was a very healthy discussion because now even an opportunity has been made now for those who have an interest in communicating with the cabinet and communicating with the elders and communicating with the parliament now have that opportunity. As my Lord said, all members of the Congress. I'm sure there were those who may not have even known that. Well, as I did say to him, I found it quite interesting though that, as he said, ones from the headquarters don't really partake that much with the parliament reasoning. To be honest, I thought the headquarters would have been a key part of that parliament reasoning there. But I agree with the Honorable Priest Kumi. This is a time of coming together. The thing about the white and the black over white and everybody will be having on white. I don't know if that's wishful thinking, boy. Honestly, that boy, not Honorable Priest, boy. That's the way we talk. Cause I don't think the brethren them around here, no white thing is black over white. I don't know. Well, what about you, Bobo Shanti, where you are? Or you pushing black over white or white? Yeah, the vast majority does push black over white. But anyway, interesting. But I love the vibes, man. I must say, I give thanks to the Honorable Priest Kumi coming through, and was a very fruitful reasoning. And we covered real issues and the whole concept. I am very happy how we stuck with that coming together vibes and the parliament, and we definitely must go and sit in. For sure, I will sit in very soon and try to make it to some degree a staple. May not be every day or every time, and hope that we can have a better interaction with that as the Congress moves on from lowland to highland. All right, how are we doing here now? I think we should send out what we gotta do here. All right, ring the bells of Zion.
Rastafari.
So give thanks again for the Honorable Priest Kumi giving us such a vibes, strengthen us in the way of righteousness and holiness.
But yeah, on this thy day, in this thy hour,
Grateful sacrifice,
known as grateful sacrifice, just of it from our temple. Thine at least Sabbath
So this was recorded the Monday evening, so Tuesday would be tomorrow. They have a saying in Jamaica. You can hear me? They have a saying in Jamaica where they say walk good